Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna here. Basically, I are discussing one of the topic that is city creation. In city creation, basically, we are discussing this topic. Basically. One of the person told that in last previous video, basically, we discussed that basically I told that basically Marathi people are like this, Marathi people are like that. Basically, that basically what is that basically? One of the person told that what is that? One of the person told that even basically 93 bomb blast basically the Marathi people were also died basically. So I basically told that basically Marathi people are like this, Marathi peoples are like that basically. So that basically is not thing basically. So one of the Maharashtrian person basically just this is a virtual communication basically. One of the Maharashtrian people told that basically, अरे भाई तेरी तो you basically just got blood here basically from bed. Our basically people died basically 93 bomb blast. And army people basically started telling Sunil Arnar basically, भाई our 1 lakh people basically has died here basically. Our 1 lakh people has died basically. So where should basically we say this everything basically? So that is also thing basically. So if one of the person told that basically by blaming each other basically you can't get anything basically. By blaming telling that basically Marathi लोग तो ऐसे है Marathi लोग तो वैसे है. There is nothing basically. If you go inside the Marathi basically, you will see that basically यार Marathi लोग में भी बहुत दुख है basically. There are lots of problem in Maharashtra also. So that is also basically thing basically. If you get into the Gujarati caste basically, you will get lots of problem into Gujarati also. If you get into Sunilar Nair life basically, you will get lots of problem in Sunilar Nair life also. So one of the person told that slowly basically everything basically gets solved basically. Few people basically are into this only. They basically tries to solve the problem basically as possible, as soon as possible basically. But they tries the solve. They basically solves the problem basically one day. They basically tries to solve the problem. Few people basically problems basically are in priority basically, because once the time has passed basically nothing basically is going to happen. Nothing basically is going to happen. So that basically taken from the priority basis basically, which task has to be done on priority basis. So here basically we are discussing blood group owner bad level thinking converted into mafia groups, and mafia groups are created. One of the mafia person told that yeah, I got actually one contract to kill that particular person, and he told that basically from where basically I am getting this everything basically I basically can't I am basically not able to get the information. So one of the person told that who basically watched this video. No, basically he told that basically you watched the Sunil Nair video. No, basically I have not watched. One of the mafia person told that basically, no, I have not watched actually. What that basically you will get the how basically you got the contract of this killing the person basically. Because that was one of the blood group owner basically who actually thought like that. Then basically after thinking that basically you got the contract. So you can just imagine basically the dangerous thing basically it is. It's very dangerous thing basically. So one of the person told that each and every basically people who dies in the army basically they never fires the people basically. They basically never fires the people. They basically creates the human clones. They creates the human clones basically. Why they creates there might be some reason basically. They basically never fire. There might be some rules basically. So one of the person told what might be that rule basically. When the first army basically in the world was created basically, that time after that time basically, any army person basically has fired. One of the person basically then basically how the in television basically they show that basically the person basically is getting fired. So that might not be the real body basically. Real army people basically they never fires the real army body basically never gets fire basically, never gets fire. When the as in that basically army was created in 1951. After 1951 basically not a single body was basically fired of the army person basically. Why? Because they creates the human body into human clones basically. Their bodies are cloned basically, and they they basically are shifted to certain level of caste basically. If big level people basically dies, na, big level incidents basically happens. For example, Abraham Lincoln basically was killed as a 10-10 time basically was closed, and when the America basically stopped the time of the clock basically, that was the biggest incident basically. So Abraham Lincoln basically, which was killed actually, that was real story. His body basically has converted into one caste basically, and that caste basically might have become some big level of caste basically. Big level means might be basically minimum their number might be 2 to 3 crore people basically. Minimum I am telling basically. And John in Wilkes Booth basically also is one of the big history person basically. His body also basically never might have fired. His body are also converted into human clone, and his caste also basically are very big level of task, big level of caste. But they might not be knowing that basically he was Abraham Lincoln, and the person basically who killed he basically was John Wilkes Booth. He might not be knowing this basically, but his people basically who are controlling him basically, they know that basically he actually was the John Wilkes Booth, because they are handling the chaining system basically. After John Wilkes Booth, this body basically has converted. Then after this body, currently how basically John Wilkes Booth is looking, currently how the Abraham Lincoln is looking, like that basically each and everything basically has to maintain basically. So you can just imagine, because history never ends. History never ends. So this is the thing basically, which is connected here basically. So you can just imagine bad level task basically. And physical stuff basically that we have already discussed. One of the percent rule, physical stuffs are connected with the HIV AIDS also. In physical stuff basically, sexual activity also basically comes into the picture. In sexual activities, the HIV AIDS also comes. And that basically, lots of people says that somebody actually watched that particular person doing some activity. So he told that from universe basically, he told that basically कोई काम करो इसको AIDS है तो. So they basically given him AIDS. So that place also basically are marked. But universe group basically never marks. Automatically everything marking basically happens there. Because their body are up to that level basically. They basically marks the area basically, that here from here basically that person basically has told that basically give him AIDS. So you can just imagine that was marked actually. So one of the person told that everything basically was marked. So one of the person told that when the Earth planet might be moving very far basically, that time basically the marking will be there. That marking will be always there basically. Marking never ends basically. That also universe group basically has marked it. So marking basically never going to end. That also the big level universe people basically has marked it. So that is going to end? No, that is not going to end. So that marking is still there basically. One of the person told that basically. So see the thinking and see the creation basically, which is already happened. So see basically this everything basically. And this is about the physical stuff basically. So this is also one of the management basically. This is also one of the management basically, you can say. So one of the person told that we actually never got this type of management basically. So one of the person told that this is the only management. This is the base of the management basically. This is the base of the management. And in this, the God level thinking also basically are there in this thinking basically. That is the next topic basically, which is we are going to discuss basically. So in next video basically we are going to see that.